Bra.
Oh yes, just announce that.
At least you got your health.
The botanical gardens. I have ammo, so we should be fine.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice. Every time I make a questionable decision these days. Gotta say that.
Candy ginger.
What?
Bite of candy ginger.
Yes, I would like a bite of candied ginger.
Just bite it. Just bite it.
Just
bite.
Sorry. Here you go.
Stick it in the plate. I don't care. I can afford your germs. Okay.
Your weapon is low on condition.
How do I?
It's the middle button. Yeah. Yeah, the one you have equipped at 57%.
Okay. How do I unequip it?
I'm sorry, what?
How do I unequip it?
X. But I don't think you can unequip your last weapon in your... Yeah.
So I just change.
You gotta, Oh, yeah, you gotta, press the triangle, I think? Press and hold. There you go. Choose another one, yeah. Then go to your inventory, which is the center button. Then go to that one, and if you want to unequip it, you press X.
So where's my higher one?
That one's at 100% condition, so that's good.
This one's at 97.
57.
It's 90.
It says 57.3.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, maybe that's the D.
Oh, go to the other one? Yeah, that's the damage. I thought we were.
Constable Reyes ticketed me for unlicensed tailor forming. I think she was jealous. She don't know how to skip rocks or eggs up.
I saw an enemy.
Where? I want to kill
You
it.
were looking right at it before.
Hello?
Yeah, there was a health bar. It flashed. And there you go. Primal.
What?
Got it? Inside voices.
Oh, hey, there's the river cave where Vicar Max's whatchamacallit is. The book he's looking for.
Oh, really?
Yep. Those little triangles are enemies, by the way. Yeah. You see those breathing things? Those really big moving lumps?
Ah. Yeah. Okay. I'm not that stupid. Those are pretty big. Should be fine. Oh, well, looks like I follow the magical road.
Yes.
Dead body.
You're not gonna check it for loot?
No, because I've already looted all of them.
Oh, okay.
I've murdered most of them.
Ah, I see. It was not a random dead body, it was the dead body of someone you killed.
Yeah.
I see.
I murderized them. But only to this point. Because I needed medicine. I'm guessing there's more enemies. Over on the bend soon. But I guess I don't see anything, so. I don't think that I'm going so far and there's nothing. Makes me think there's like.
Trying to get to the botanical lab, because so it's this way. Yes.
Yeah. There's a green
Yep.
little arrow there, so. With a green sign.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. A geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Well, look at you, buzzing around the aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make do with the ground at our feet. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Hale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
This is.
Appreciate it. Honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna lay down.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. Reed Thompson. You here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. Life in Edgewater grinds to a halt. The cannery shuts down, workers desert in droves, and our own little camp grows and thrives. You bring power to Reed's town, and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
Deepity. Range. Want more defense. More dialogue. Want more stealth. More leadership. I definitely want, again, more range. And more defense. And more dialogue. And more stealth. Apply. Journal. Let's see you have anyway. I got one melee, one whatever. Got a lot of weapons. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Choose a perk. Precision. Critical hit chance. There'd be a few more. Happy roll. Haven't had issues with that yet, so I'm just gonna go with precision.
Fancy duds. Do the tubes get in your way? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Hey, I got time. I'll help if I can. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day.
So that's it. So that's it. No more Edgewater for me. No more cannery. No more jumpsuits and gloves. Yes, madam. I would like you. Would you like another? Ah, okay. I don't know why am I waiting for this down or sake, because I always hated the cannery. She always hated the cannery. It's just her leaving the cannery. Bootstraps. Stayed at the cannery, so she left. All really I need to know. Oh, why she wrote all that down. It's all just her journal pages. Stay. Battlelands food space. Bandit Queen. Huh, so she decided to become a marauder. Huh. Well. Anarchy is anarchy. She became a bandit queen. Well.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
So, yeah.
Keep your wits about you, friend. If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Let's go talk to her, I suppose. Just tell her that your daughter, so to speak, has become a marauder. How do you feel about that?
What is it?
Maybe that's why.
I'll tell you what I can. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. Could be. Dangers aplenty out there. No telling why marauders would steal somebody like Zoe. Got no useful skill as far as I could tell.
Maybe. Maybe a chance there could be. Point me somewhere specific.
Marauder gang just moved into the districts a little ways east. Their numbers are growing. Gotta come from somewhere. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
Bye-bye. Lazy and thoughtless. She had a warm welcome. Very warm welcome. I'll take that, thank you. I think I would do the same thing as Zoe. Yeah. I think I would join the bandits too. Let's see. It's like go over here. So there apparently there's a camp. I have a journal. Does that make me weird? gonna kill Zoe? Okay. Here's the fire. Right fucking there. I think I'll go right here and probably there. Holy fucking shit. Oh, that was surprisingly easy. Oh, you know what? I was
That's the last of them.
Yep. Pinata food. Cute pinata too. It's like way too colorful. Like I don't know why. Try to blend in with them. Like it's like the gang. It's like.
Here we go.
Wow, that's a lot. Definitely dying right now. Okay, pinata bang. Yeah, that's a gang, yeah. Let's see. Where's my inventory? Looking. Where is my goddamn... So annoying. I just use. Oops, I'm gonna kill you. And this might be the first time I die.
That's the only thing you can put in right now. Takes time, Griff. You gotta use it again. L1.
Obviously.
Heal yourself, Griff.
Yeah, the thing is that
You can do it in combat, you know. All you gotta do is press this button right here.
oh,
Don't use more than one at once in the thing because it doesn't stack.
oh.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, backseat gaming again.
Yeah, really honest. Oh, I think I'm getting hit by the hind. What am I getting hit by? Oh, hi. Did my companion die? She was
No.
sexual?
She's essential, yeah.
Well, it's a good thing she's essential. Well, I didn't die. At least. Ooh, how many did she take down? Probably a lot more than I did.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
Well, looks like we actually took out maybe.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways.
Do I get you?
Only thing unscrewed around here is the head of that marauder you took down. Never seen moves like that outside my serial dramas. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen.
Okay.
Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong.
Okay.
I'm great at clarifying.
You a prisoner here?
No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit.
Okay.
I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find? But a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse. I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon. I doubt that. Nobody in that camp really cared about me. Yeah, I suppose you're right. Also, he could carry on a conversation, unlike these hooligans. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Here. Bye. We're going back. You're gonna tell me now that I'm encumbered? Great. Fantastic. I feel great. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna encumbered, so. Great. How do I do it again? Like, heal myself?
L1.
Yeah, that's better. Can I kick it? Now they tell me to work. I suppose that's a spacer's choice.
What about Spacer's Choice?
To tell you that you're getting over encumbered, like right before a bomb comes off. It's a questionable decision to do, like right then and there, right? So I guess that's what you do.
What is it?
Got back your friend.
We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe, the same job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
So how much is this place gonna piss me off? That's the real question. This really is pretty. steal. I'm not going to steal it, but I mean, I could. It's locked. Or it's unlocked. Okay. Emerald experimental facility. Access. Spacer choice. Personal file. Can I actually buy that? Oh, yeah, I can. Property. I know their password. And it's accepted. Open file. Material bless. Whatever. Taste of my tongue one day. Fresh. It's not like a Christmas sweater. Repairs. Place become nursery. It's abandoned. Thinking body. Cold, heartless, inhumane people. Inhumane power. Cross. One cannot expect your crops to flourish with green. The soil is sour. So, how quite to explain that? Or carbon. Something about biology or carbon. One cannot expect customers with a connection soil. This wood. The rich and wholesome garden is love, compassion, organic materials. This is nature intended. She doesn't know anything about biology. It's interesting to understand. She actually doesn't know anything. It's like she's just relearning how to do biology herself. Interesting to know. She actually doesn't know what she's doing. Maps of different creatures and stuff, but she can't test the soil properly. And she can't tell it's some sort of carbon. Everything is right. That's really interesting. She actually doesn't know that much of biology. She's trying to run the gardens. Sterile pure water. She literally doesn't know how to do it. She's just doing it. She doesn't even know about the soil that she's planting. She's not really a scientist. I allowed to just take the...
Yep.
Huh. Huh. This is really interesting to me. No, it's like she ran away and like she went to start this huge garden. You know? And like her first thought was to plant things, but she actually doesn't. Like she says like the soil is sour with something with biology and carbon. I mean, that's like most things. That has nothing to do with it being sour. Sulfur, on the other hand, would probably. Huh? No, I'm.
Streaming?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are streaming.
We are apparently. Mars is my backseat.
I've been backseat gaming so bad.
Yeah.
And then I just pop in to tell Griffin, hey, you're doing that wrong, and then I just do nothing else.
Yeah.
Where are you? Are you still
Emerald Vale.
Yeah, in Emerald Vale. I'm going back. Yeah. I thought it was interesting because I actually ended up looking through her terminal. Adeline's terminal, and like she said, like and I know what you guys said, and I don't want to ruin it, but it's really interesting because she said like the soil is sour, and like it's like something with biology or carbon, kind of everything is with carbon, and it wouldn't make it sour, so she really doesn't know anything about biology even. It's like it sounds like it's like sulfur, because sulfur would make it like super salty or maybe, which is really interesting. But she really actually, like, she's, like, knows these fancy words, but she doesn't actually... It's kind of really interesting. Like, even for somebody, but for, like, a place that's, like, what would you call it? Post-apocalyptic? You know? They would know a little bit more. Futuristic, more. Yeah, futuristic. They would know more about soil. So it looks like she's like a communications. It's like, I don't know.
Well, she was the flavor specialist.
Yeah, she was the flavor specialist, but you would think she would know. You know what I mean? It sounds like she was lousy at her job. Or maybe she was just good at that one. But you should know what sour is. So you would think she would know what sulfur is. That sulfur would be salty, but it would also have that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just think it's really interesting. I mean, I garden, so well, you and me garden. So we do biology all the time, and sometimes there's over salt.
Sour is not really it doesn't mean anything as far as soil is concerned.
Yeah. Hey, girly.
There's like nitrogen, magnesium. There's a couple essential nutrients in the soil, but
Yeah, but none of it
I would describe as being sour.
Yeah, none of what I would describe as sour, right? That's why I said it sounds like sulfur. Like sulfur would be sour. It's like unless like the entire planet has a high amount of.
Well, I think what they might mean is that there's pollution.
Well,
things that are poisoning the plants, not things that are lacking from the soil. Which is odd if you actually know what she's actually doing, because that makes no sense why that would...
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to ruin it, but when you actually know what she's doing, it makes no sense that she would complain about that and then add more of what she's... Of course, she doesn't know anything about biology. That's the thing. Like, she's adding... I'm just gonna ruin it. She's putting dead bodies into it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm ruining it. But the thing is, if you're putting dead bodies into something that's already
polluted, that doesn't take out the pollution.
That would actually add on to it. So it's almost like they did it on accident. Like, accidentally, they threw something in and it just happened.
I guess you could, like, say maybe the burnt up body, if they burned the bodies and had charcoal, then maybe it's absorbing something.
Yeah, well, the thing is that when you burn... Okay, because I'm gross and I know this stuff, because World War II, this is what happened in World War II. In World War II, there was, like, a lot of dead bodies, and then in France. And then they actually were able to recover because the bodies actually from the blood grew, you know? So if it's burned, it actually doesn't do as much. So it's almost like, you know, somebody accidentally died, and, like, things started to grow out of it. It's like she's making up stuff, like, even to herself. Because if you're worried about pollution and then things going sour, you want to add a dead. Sounds like over fertile. Just my personal opinion.
It's very strong. Yeah.
It's very, 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 very spicy. I'm gonna stop streaming.
Okay.
But yeah, just my thoughts. Like, it's either it's over fertile and those, you know. So there's just an imbalance in the chemicals in the soil. Oops. Come on. Let me just, wait. Let me go ahead and stop. Oh, how do I do this? First.
Gotta be patient with it because one of the notifications covers the,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't say I'm on air anymore.
Broadcast settings, yeah, you're on there.
Okay.
Wait for it.
Oh, no! What am I doing?
No, what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, we're there.
Broadcast settings.
Right. Go, click it?
Click it.
Okay.
Wait, because this covers... Now stop broadcasting.